Hello FlossTube Stitchers. This is Shelly at Just Stitching Inc. in Northeast Ohio, where it has transitioned from 50s and rainy to 80s and windy. I always say we only have about 5 minutes of spring here. Welcome back to my channel for our 7th video that I'm calling Mania Continues, or the one where I almost forgot to take out my Invisalign retainers before filming. Oops. Today I'm in front of my white bookcases. I just love these adjustable shelves that can be easily rearranged to accommodate a designer trunk show, new product, or different sized models on loan. The 5 freestanding units create a wall where we can hide some storage back there, plus there's a mini kitchenette. I don't know why I get so nervous doing these. Everyone has been so welcoming to the FlossTube community, and I really appreciate the encouragement. A lot of stitchers have made similar comments, but one person summed it up so beautifully in a recent post that I thought I would just read it to you. This is from Mo. She says, "Hi Shelly, I just love the way you feature a different aspect of our craft in each video. And I think this idea of showing the different monthly series that are available is the best one yet. I also really appreciate the way you include a tip each time, because I always learn something new. And finally, I am thankful that all this goodness is packaged short and sweet with your lovely smile and kind spirit." Thank you, Milene. Those were just the words I needed to hear, and I feel like all of your comments combined have given me reason to believe that my concept of a channel was valid and needed. Okay, my giveaway for this week is 3 zippered bags from Yarn Tree. All you have to do is say "me please" in the comments, along with anything else you want to tell me or ask. And for those of you just joining us, I film on Sunday afternoons or evenings. So if you comment by noon the following Sunday after a video, you're more likely to be included in the giveaway. This leads me into what things I like most about Stitch Mania. One, I only have to have a small project bag with me with the daily scheduled project, and then the accessories bag that has scissors, needles, needle threader, thread conditioner, that sort of thing. So it's very compact and I don't have to even worry about what I'm taking to and from work. And also, I don't have to have every project completely kitted up. If I'm missing some fibers or don't have the button or charm pack yet, it doesn't matter because I'm only going to be stitching on it for a couple hours that particular day. So those are 2 of my favorite things. Last week, you got to choose which of the festive little fobs from Heartstring Samplery you wanted to win. And that was a little hint that the person is going to get Barnyard. And I drew Betty Eulin's name. You may recognize Betty from previous videos. She is the customer who suggested that I start my own channel over a year ago, and she's also the one whose models we showed in the video last week. So I thought it was very fitting that I pulled her name out of the bag. So congrats, Betty. Now on to my Stitch Mania. Last Sunday was day 12, and I started Be Joyful from Country Cottage Needleworks. And this is how much I got done. This design is from 2011, and I kept putting it in my bag and taking it out of the queue and deciding on it again and then procrastinating again. I think part of the issue for me was that the original pinks were a little cotton candy-ish for my taste, and I just needed to decide on 2 pinks and move on. So Stitch Mania convinced me to do that. All of my bee projects do not have to be matchy-matchy. They can have different colors on different fabric. On day 13, I chose Heart and Hand Needle Arts Bird in the Hand series Halloween, although it was really hard to choose. They're all super cute. She has all 4 seasons and then holidays. And that's how much I got done. That was a short stitching time that day. This was a random piece. I think it maybe was Espresso 30 count from R&R, back with their previous fabric base where it tended to be a little more messy. That was from my stash. Then on day 14, I started Basket of Luck from Pineberry Lane's Little Shamrocks. And this is how much I got done. This was a random piece of 36 count, and it's big enough that I can do another one of the designs on that chart on the side there. Okay, day 15 was Dog Lips from Amy Brecken Designs, and again, this was something that was in my bag that I kind of forgot about. The chart is from 2008. And I already had decided what fabric to stitch it on, so I think I just forgot I had it. I did change the purple writing to navy because I like blue a lot. Then on day 16, I started sampler lesson number 3 from Plum Street Samplers. This was a club series, and then she came out with the chart a few years later. And this is on a random piece of 32 count, and I'm going to tell you my tip here. It works with 32 count because sometimes I love 32 count because there are so many options for stitching on it. You can use 1 strand if you like a delicate look. You can use 2 strands and it covers very nicely. But it depends on what fabric you're using. Some of the fabric is looser, some of it is tighter. The hand-dyed fabrics tend to have shrunk a little bit, which is what happened in this case. And so I wasn't quite pleased with the coverage. And so this is a technique that I've used before where I stitch the X and then I just stitch a second top cross for better coverage. I did this a number of years ago with a Pine Mountain design, and when I posted it on Facebook, the designer Sandra Workman commented, "I've never heard of that technique before." And I said, "That's because I just made it up." Well, apparently that is a recognized technique because on Facebook, Carol Mokarski made a few comments. This is what she said. "That is called reversible cross stitch, and it uses 25% less thread than using 2 strands. The usual method is for the bottom stitch to be done twice, then the top cross. I also have a book that goes 1 on the bottom, then 1 on the top, then recross on the top like the 1 on the bottom." That is so cool, and I really want to try that. I love that we have so many options for creative expression in this industry. The reason I chose to do 2 crosses on the top was simply because I had already made some stitches and I didn't care for the coverage. Maybe it was the color on the color fabric, or maybe it was just the count fabric I was working on. But I just decided to try it, and although it did take longer to stitch, I think the overall effect was worth it. So that's another option for you. Okay, then on day 17, I started American Eagle, which is that bottom picture, from Sweet Land of Liberty, a Blackbird Designs book that features 5 different, I don't know how I'm holding it here, 5 different projects. And let's see, oh, here it is. I forgot that it was still on the Q-snap. So I started the house, and this was on Friday night when I was hosting a potluck at the shop. So I was very pleased to get as much done as I did because I was leading the show and share and cutting fabric and waiting on customers, and I was pleased to have a little bit of time to stitch for myself. On day 18, I started B by Rovaris. And again, it was a long day. We had an event at church after work, and so I knew I wasn't going to have much time to stitch. I only had 2 hours from 10 until midnight, and I met my goal of finishing the crown. This is on 32 count raw gold, and I think this is really going to be a fun project because she has a number of bead designs, and I'm going to do them on coordinating fabrics, but not necessarily matchy-matchy. And I want to do all of them because I love them. And that leads me into a class that we're going to be having. So let me backtrack a little bit. At the Nashville Needlework Market in March, when you made a purchase in Rovaris's booth, you got this little paper in with your order. And as I'm prone to do during market hours, is go back to my room several times with my purchases and get them organized, maybe price them. It's just an excuse to eat M&Ms. Maybe freshen up, have a drink, whatever. And so I was pricing the charts and I read this note and I said, "Yaha, I want you to come teach something or do a meet and greet at my shop if you happen to be anywhere near Cleveland this summer." So I marched myself right back to her room and I said, "Yes, I'd love to host you for something." So she sent me a photo the other day and I accepted it as a project, and she posted it on Facebook, so people already know about it from the groups that she's in. So we're going to be doing this is a wooden box base, so that's a spiderweb pin cushion. And then there's a witch scissor fob and a black cat needle minder. Now, because of my busy weekend, I just reached out to her several hours ago to ask if there would be pre-stitching involved, because that is the most frequent question I've been asked since she posted this class idea. So it's my fault because I didn't reach out sooner. I don't know the answer to that yet, but within the next 24 hours, I am going to be doing a Facebook event post. So if you want to know more information about that, go to Just Stitching Inc. on Facebook and look at that. The other thing I wanted to remind you of is the class that we have on Sunday, June 23rd with Linda Stoltz of Erica Michaels. And this is a silk gauze class. One project is 30 count and one project is 40 count. So depending on your magnification or lighting needs, you can choose which one you want to do in class, but you will go home with it finished and all the materials for the other project. So there's still some time to sign up for this before she needs to start getting her kits ready. So please reach out to me if you are interested in that class. Oh, I forgot to tell you that if you can't take the Halloween class with Livia Rovaris on Sunday, July 7th, you could come into the shop on Saturday the 6th and have a meet and greet with her in the afternoon. And I think I'm going to serve Prosecco and cannoli. Doesn't that sound good for hosting a designer from Italy? And then she'll have her trunk show on display, so you can see all of the other cute projects that she has to offer. So again, check the Facebook event for more information on that. And goodness, I think, oh, one more thing. So Becky Smart reached out in one of her comments and said, "Next month, will you repeat working on these projects, meaning my Stitch Mania, daily in the order that you did in May?" And I thought, that is a really interesting idea. But I think in June, I'm going to go back to some of the projects that can be finished quickly and just work on them until they're done and have a great sense of accomplishment. But that's an interesting idea for anyone doing Stitch Mania. If you kept doing that, eventually all of your projects would be finished. And if you finish a piece on that day the following month, you could either start something new, crazy, or you could take a break or do something else if you're a quilter or a knitter or a crocheter or scrapbooker. So that is a valid idea, Becky. I think that's awesome. So thanks for watching, and everyone have a great week. Bye.